The Wolf of Wall Street, one of the master filmmaker Martin Scorsese's best films of the past 10 years, is a darkly humorous picture of uncontrolled Wall Street hedonism and greed. Like any fictionalized accounts of true events, some liberties were taken with Jordan Belfort's life and misdeeds, such as substituting some of Belfort's real-life friends for Jonah Hill's Donnie Azoff character. Overall, though, the movie is astonishingly accurate and undoubtedly captures the fundamental realities of Belfort's 2007 autobiography, which served as its main source of inspiration. Welcome to Good Lucks, a channel dedicated to inspiring you to expand your mindset, make general life breakthroughs, and realize your full potential to see what life has to offer. In this video, although the film is 3 hours long, some details and interesting subplots were unable to make the final cut. We'll see where the Scorsese's film diverted from the truth, and we'll understand the additional content that helps add complexity to this remarkable, hilarious, and tragic story. Without further ado, dive in with us into the truth behind Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. Let's get started. Who is Jordan Belfort? Entrepreneur, motivational speaker, author, former stockbroker, and financial criminal, Jordan Belfort is a citizen of the United States. He was charged with fraud and money laundering in 1999 for the market manipulation operations run by his company, Stratton Oakmont, that cost investors millions of dollars. Belfort was imprisoned for 22 months, during which he developed a love for literature. Soon after his release, he wrote his autobiography, The Wolf of Wall Street, which detailed his time working as a stockbroker. Leonardo DiCaprio portrayed him in the 2013 Martin Scorsese movie, which made him famous. Jordan Belfort has remade himself as a motivational speaker after a string of scandals and a sentence for fraud. His main subject is the difference between greed, ambition, and passion on Wall Street. Jordan Belfort's early life. Jordan was born in 1962 to a Jewish accountant in the Bronx, New York City. When they were 16 years old, Belfort and a close friend from his youth made $20,000 selling Italian ice from styrofoam coolers at a nearby beach. Belfort intended to use the money made from selling the ice cream to pay for dental school after earning a biology degree from American University. He then enrolled at the University of Maryland School of Dentistry. He left the program, nevertheless, after the school's dean informed the students that dentistry's heyday had passed. You're in the wrong location if your goal is to make a lot of money. Jordan Belfort's personal life. Jordan Belfort's personal life wasn't much different from his business life, which was turbulent and prone to unethical behavior. Jordan had previously separated from Denise Lombardo while running his business, Stratton Oakmont. You may also be familiar with Naomi, played by Margot Robbie in the film Wolf of Wall Street, who was Jordan's wife. Naomi's real name is Nadine Caridi, and she is Belfort's second wife. Jordan and Nadine had 2 children together before divorcing in 2015 due to allegations of domestic abuse. Nadine, the ex-wife of financier Jordan Belfort, now works as a therapist under the name Nadine Makuluso and uses social media to support other women who are in abusive situations. The boat owned by Jordan and named after his second wife Nadine was originally constructed in 1961 for Coco Chanel. Jordan Belfort's net worth is thought to have peaked in 1998 at roughly $400 million. While exact statistics are unclear and these are simple estimates, Jordan's current net worth is estimated to be over $115 million, which he generates from his books, films, and work as a motivational speaker. Jordan Belfort's career. Sales. Jordan started working as a door-to-door meat and seafood salesman on Long Island. When he was 23 years old, he expanded his business to include numerous employees and a fleet of trucks, transporting 5,000 pounds of beef and fish each week. But because he grew his company too quickly, he ran out of money and filed for bankruptcy at the age of 25. Wall Street. Belfort's interest in Wall Street changed once the meat and seafood industry collapsed, and he accepted a job as a trainee stockbroker at L.F. Rothschild. He was later fired as the business ran into financial problems as a result of the 1987 Black Monday stock market meltdown. Stratton Oakmont. In 1988, Jordan finally found himself working at Investor Center, a modest Long Island brokerage house. He learned about penny stocks there, which subsequently helped him succeed. With partner Danny Parouche, Belfort launched an over-the-counter brokerage firm under the name Stratton Securities a year later. The two acquired enough money in 5 months to buy the entire Stratton franchise and changed the name of the business to Stratton Oakmont. The business essentially served as a boiler room for pump-and-dump stock sales that misled investors and promoted penny stocks. Over the following years, Stratton Oakmont achieved astounding success, at one point employing over 1,000 stockbrokers and being associated with the initial public offerings of close to 36 companies. Jordan, however, led a life of opulent parties and heavy recreational drug use while attending Stratton, mainly methaqualone, sold under the name Quaalude, which led to addiction. Jordan Belfort's famous sales pitch. As part of his approach, Belfort instructed his brokers to use his infamous Kodak pitch, in which they were instructed to cold call potential clients and pique their interest with a reputable blue-chip business before recommending securities with better margins for the seller, such as penny stocks. Eastman Kodak was used as the hook when coming up with the name. The main purpose of the pitch was to convince the client that their company was reliable by recommending a well-known brand that larger brokerage firms like Merrill Lynch may suggest. Future updates on Eastman Kodak and fresh stock proposals involving a penny stock that Jordan was fraudulently manipulating and using as a conduit for money would then be sent to the customer. Regrettably, the client's investment was destroyed by the penny stock's subsequent crashes, which frequently had little to no genuine fundamental worth. While Belfort and his business made millions, naturally, Belfort maintained that he was merely trying to assist his clients in making investments in the future of America throughout these events. Steve Madden, Jordan Belfort, and Stratton Oakmont. Danny Parouche, a significant partner in Stratton, brought Steve Madden to the company and welcomed him with a $500,000 initial investment. As the business's underwriter, Stratton then planned an IPO that granted them up to 85% of illicit profits. By selling the shares to their customers practically immediately after the company went public, they made $20 million. Madden eventually paid the authorities millions of dollars, and he was imprisoned for 30 months as opposed to 22 months for Belfort. The irony in this situation is that although Steve Madden went public at a ridiculous value at the time, 3 million shares were for $50 million. If you had purchased Steve Madden stock that day, you would now be extremely wealthy, according to Madden in his memoir. The initial blue-chip business that was used to entice potential investors, Eastman Kodak, has subsequently declared bankruptcy. In an interesting turn of events, the bait stock failed, and the scam penny stock might have made today's relatively small retail investors millionaires. Jordan Belfort's legal troubles. Stratton Oakmont was finally forced out of business when the National Association of Securities Dealers, now the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, expelled the company in December 1996. In 1999, Jordan was subsequently charged with money laundering and securities fraud. Belfort's attempts to smuggle his money to Swiss bank accounts to be laundered are partly responsible for his downfall. Belfort eventually entered a guilty plea, and in 2004, after the case had taken years to reach trial, he was found guilty. Through his restitution deal, Jordan was required to pay $110 million in additional restitution, or 50% of his income, until 2009 to compensate the 1,513 customers he had misled, resulting in investor losses of about $200 million. He shared a cell with comedian Tommy Chong while he was incarcerated, and Chong encouraged him to relay the tale of his adventures as a stockbroker. Within a year of his publication, The Wolf of Wall Street, the book that served as the basis for the Jordan Belfort movie, was available for purchase. Overall, Belfort's notoriety has been profitable by capitalizing on the media's adulation and infatuation with him as the embodiment of Wall Street greed. He has recovered from the rubble of his fraudulent business and constructed a completely new one. Jordan has remade himself as a motivational speaker, in addition to his memoirs and the popular Wolf of Wall Street movie. His topics of discussion range from discussions about motivation and ethics in the financial industry to actual demonstrations of sales techniques. Belfort highlights the errors he made while working at Stratton Oakmont, claiming he was under the effects of drug addiction at the time, and says he is incredibly sorry for having defrauded his clients out of money. 2014 saw the discovery of connections between Belfort and an Australian employee training business that may have taken part in a government financing scam. As of the beginning of 2019, there has been no development on this conceivable connection, and Belfort is still engaged in a respectably lucrative motivational speaking career. Post any more queries or remarks in the comments area. Click the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the video, so that others might view it and be inspired. To ensure that you don't miss any new videos regarding personal development, enable the notification bell as well. I'll see you next time.